All right, everyone, thanks for coming in today. Happy Monday. We finished our back series. Last class, we had a bunch of visiting black belts, and so we just played a bunch of games and get some pass the sweep. This next series we're going to enter is going to be pressure passing. We're closed next Monday, so there won't be a class. So I want to do a bit of review on what we started to do in the previous class on pressure passing before we got into the back series and add a little bit of technique. But because we're missing a Monday next week, I don't want to bombard you guys with too much information because there's going to be a gap in connecting it all. But before I get into that, are there any questions or anything else that anyone else wants to go over? Sweet. Okay, so the first thing we went over in the previous pressure pass class was an over-under pass, and it changed really well with the double unders pass. So for this class, I just want to focus on the double unders, and we'll just go over like the basic stuff and maybe do like one or two variations off the very basic double unders pass. The double unders pass is like super old school, like Fabio Gurgel Alliance. Like this was like the initial pressure pass was this pass. It's really the position sucks for the person on bottom. There's no other way to say it. Like you're really trying to increase the amount of discomfort that they have, so they just give up the pass. And I'll start with Jason here. So we went over the over-under, which can also be like thought of as a single under, but the double unders pass is going to start, if I'm on my knees, the easiest way to get it is I swim underneath his legs with both arms. That's the double under part. And I'm going to anchor on his belt. And then the first step is I want to get his hips onto my knees, like his tailbone up off the floor. The reason for that is when his hips are on the ground, he's very strong and has some base and he can like turn his body. If his hips are off the ground and he's here, he can't really do that anymore. Like he can try to rotate his legs, but he doesn't really have any leverage to do so. Whereas if I drop his hips now, he can, see the difference? And all I'm doing is pulling his legs up a little bit so that his butt's basically on my thighs, and that takes away so much of his power. So I'm right-handed, I usually pass to the right side. So once I've got this position, I want to drive into him with my shoulders. I want to pop up onto my toes, and I'm going to put my head down. The reason for this is he can shove me away. That's really his only opportunity to recompose his guard at this point. He can like try to drive his legs down onto me, but because his hips are up, it's not going to be that strong. So he's going to resort to using his hands. He can also try to start bothering my head or neck. So I want to make sure that I'm keeping my shoulders up around my neck to protect that, and I'm driving my head into his stomach, which is going to make this even worse for him. And he's going to, he can push on me or whatever, but I'm pretty strong here. Because he's trying to fight all my weight now with his hands, and I've got gravity on my side. So as I said, I'm right side, I'm going to pick my right side to go to. So we're here. I'm going to pin this knee towards his face with my shoulder, and his leg is just going to pass by. I take this hand and finish on side control here. Once again, start with getting the belt on either side, hips up off the ground. I'm up on my toes, head down. I start cutting towards my right and driving his thigh to his face with my shoulder, and his leg is just going to pass through. As soon as it does, I cut my left hand inside to prevent him from recomposing guard, fit the cross face, and I secure side control. Yep.
So whenever I try to do this to Jason, he shoulder walks back to kind of keep those tailbone on the ground. Do I just chase him, or is there anything else I can do to kind of?
Yeah, that's a good question. We will answer that. There's a couple things that he can do off of this basic one. We will get to that in the next step, but I just want to rep the basics first. But that's a great question. Are there any other questions?
What did he mean by shoulder walk?
What did he mean by that?
What did he mean by that?
Yeah, sure. So if I'm trying, I think what he means, if I'm trying to do this, go ahead, do what he would do. If he's going to walk back on his shoulders to drive me back. Is that, yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the ways that he can try to win this position back. We'll address that after this. Any other questions? Cool, let's try this a couple times each. 1, 2, 3. Are there questions on the basic double unders pass? I've got a couple things to go over. Cool, no questions. The first one was reaching the hand through and grabbing the cross lapel. So once I've got him here, I'm stacked like this. You can reach across and grab the lapel and pull him towards you. So the basic position is again just this, right? But he's going to be doing things to stop me from doing this. There's a couple different grip switches that I can do to address what he might try to do. The most common thing that he'll try to do is frame with his arm on the side that I'm going towards, that's when I would reach across, grab his collar, and pull him to me, which weakens his lever that he's trying to use to create some space. So I got Jason here, I stack him, he puts his hand here, right? Like he's blocking me from coming this way. Now for me, the easiest thing that I could do is, because he stopped me going this way, is just throw him in the other direction. That's the easiest response because I'm taking the path of least resistance, right? Just throwing his legs to the other side and using some agility to finish that pass. If I'm committed to passing on that side for whatever reason, that's when I can reach across. I'm going to use my right hand and grab his collar here, palm down, and pull him towards me. And that makes his frame ineffective. He can try to push, but it's not really doing anything anymore because I closed the amount of space that he can retreat. The other thing I can do is I can take my left hand, which is on his belt here, and I can grab basically the back of his pants, right where his tailbone is, and lift his tailbone even higher up. So we're here, I've got this grip, I can grab his pants and lift even more, and that clears his leg through. And I'm here. The grip across will also stop him if he's doing that shoulder walk, because then he can't get away. So if we're here, and he starts to like shoulder walk away, I can grab him and pull him towards me. He's not going anywhere. I can take my time, let that leg pass through, and go. The one reason I don't preemptively switch to that pants grip on the tailbone is because I prefer to just cut the other way if he starts to stop me this way. But that's my preferred method. You guys might have a different way of doing it, totally fine. But for me, if I try to go one way and he stops me, I would just rather go the other way and not worry about fighting him where he's trying to fight me. Does that make sense? Cool, so we're gonna get with our partners. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna start in the basic position. Your partner's gonna stop you from going to that way. I want you to do some reps where you get the cross grip on the collar and the pant grip and finish on the near side, and also some reps where you just throw their legs across and go to the other side. And I encourage you to try passing right and left. Any questions on that? Let's try that a couple times. 1, 2, 3. Do we have questions on those transitions off of them stopping or double unders passing? Questions? Cool. So I want to show a couple other variations off this basic position that don't quite get into the really stacking them on their neck, which we'll get into after the break. There's a couple other things that can develop off of this based on the reactions. One of them that you might have already seen this, when you go to throw their legs, if you throw them hard enough, you might encourage them into turtle, and there's an opportunity to attack the back there. So if I come here, I stack him, I throw him up, he basically rolls right there. So from here, the transition, I want to keep this hand on his belt for just a minute, because this one is going to try to find his seatbelt grip. And if I can, I'm going to grab his collar, then this hand comes in and secures the seatbelt. Then I can slide this hook in and pull him to me. He's probably not just going to stay there as soon as he realizes where he is, but because I have his hips, I can stop him from getting away. So we're here, I stack, I throw, we're right here. So I'm pulling this into me as I'm immediately trying to get this under his head. And this is a critical part that's going to stop him from getting away, because I've got his belt so he can't roll away. And now this is going to control his top half. He can try to like roll more to face me. That's all right. I can take side control, which is what I was trying to get in the first place. But if you're able to keep him there for long enough, you can get that seatbelt grip and attack the back. The other thing you can go for that Derek has taught, this was probably years ago, Derek Kaibani used to teach Saturdays. He showed us this move that we started calling the lazy leg drag, because it's a leg drag that you hit while laying on the ground. But if we come here and I stack him like this and he stops me, I can back up enough where I can get my knee in, grab his belt on the left side, and I've now fallen on my side in a leg drag. So I've got my hook under his knee here, his legs on top of me, and I've still got his belt. I'm going to switch my left hand on his belt with my right hand, build up on my elbow, and drive up into a leg drag. From here I can finish the leg drag pass, which also conveniently goes right into a seatbelt, and I can attack his back if I keep his shoulders off the mat. Let me show that one more time. So I've gone to stack him here, and he has stopped me. All I have to do is get away up far enough, a little bit, that I can get my knee in. Then I swim myself over here and fall as close to him as I can with my arm on the outside, hand on the belt. Switch my belt grip, build up, drive up into a leg drag, finish on the side, and take it back. Any questions on those transitions? So let's try those with our partner. So the first one, we're gonna roll him into turtle and attack the back. The second one, we're gonna hit this lazy leg drag and finish in either attack it back, finish on the side.
Can I see that one more time?
The lazy leg drag and the turtle.
The lazy leg.
Sure. So it's the same entry, got him in double unders, and he stops. So I back away just enough that I can get my own knee to my elbow. And this is the first part of the leg drag. The second part is moving myself on the other side of his leg, so that when I fall, I'm here. And this is the same as this. I'm just laying down when I do it, which is why they call it the lazy leg drag. Then from here, I switch my left hand on his belt with my right, and I build up on my left side. Drive his hips over, and now I'm in the same position, leg drag. Finish on top.
Okay.
Got it? More questions? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Do we have questions on anything that we've gone over so far today? Awesome. I don't want to throw any more at you. Let's do a positional before we get into sparring. So we're going to do 2 minutes each, go about 50%, and I just want you to get the over-unders, the double-unders, sorry, and then cycle through a couple of the options we've gone over today. The person on bottom, just give them some different resistances, and then after 2 minutes, we'll swap and go the other way, and then we'll do regular sparring. Any questions on that? Cool. Water mouth guards, 1, 3.